Hi, this is Brian Tomaszewski doing a very informal video about the new Iwacu software and installing it. It's Friday, October 10th, 2014. First thing you should know, if you already have Iwacu installed, please uninstall it, which you can do that in Settings, Application Manager. I do not have Iwacu installed. The next thing you're going to want to do is go to the Google Play Store. And of course you have to have an internet connected computer. So if I go to the Play Store and do a search on Iwacu Spatial is my search term. Now you'll see two of them. This is the one that you want. This is the new one. It should have my name on it. And you want to click on that. And here's what the page looks like and so forth. It's pretty standard, some updated pictures and so forth. So just click the install button and accept all the things here. Now it is a 25 megabyte download. However, we can pass you the APK file, but we would prefer to use Google Play if possible because that will allow us to update it. Now while this is installing, I want to note that the new version of the software will download files from the web to run with Iwacu. And let's just make sure this gets installed correctly. And I'm just going to wait another minute before I actually open it. So it's installed successfully. Now just to illustrate this point about the web content, if I go and look at the file directory on the device, I'm at the root, the SD card root, and you can see here a bunch of different folders. If I go back to the Play Store and now open Iwacu, when I hit the open button, the first time the app loads up, on this screen right now you don't see anything, but it's actually going on the web and pulling content into the application. And in Rwanda, where the internet might be slower, I recommend waiting just a minute or so to make sure everything's loaded and putting some more visible feedback into that download process as a to-do item. Now to follow up on that point, if I go back to the files, notice now there's a folder called Iwacu that was created, and if I open that folder, you'll see all of this content, the learning lessons, an offline database, and various images. And in just a moment I'll explain why that's important, but this will allow us to push content onto the tablets or even tweak content that's on existing tablets. So if I go back to Iwacu itself, if I click on this button here, it says Spatial Thinking Lessons. So what you're seeing now is all of this content, this text, picture, and buttons are all coming from that content that was downloaded. It's got a very easy to use swipe interface, much like ODK Collect. And clicking these buttons will link to various functions. So for example, I don't know how you can see it in the video, it says click here to see a map of Rwanda. If I click on this button, it takes me to some of the GIS tools that are inside the application using the Esri Android tools and so forth. Use the back button to navigate. If you click on this one, it says watch a video, this will link Iwacu to an existing YouTube video. You may have to update the YouTube app on the device, but it should work okay. Again, now this is going to require an internet connection. And here we see now a YouTube video that's running. Hello, and welcome to this lecture on geography. And so forth, okay? The learning objectives for here we see a modern. Okay, so you swipe to the end of all the various learning content, and at the end, then there's a summary and assessment, which might be a little hard to see on the video recording I'm doing here. You can see my camera actually. But if I click this button, it will link me to an online Google form, much like we did with the STAT exam. So this is important because this will allow us to integrate any kind of web-based evaluations we want to do. Again, important for project scale up and collecting data from school. So here I just use the midterm stat as an example, but it could be anything. And again, all of that content links back to this file, this what's called the spatial thinking content XML file, that if you look at it, here's that content in its raw form. It might be a little hard to see, but this can all be changed around and then downloaded through the web. Okay. One other minor thing about Iwacu too, if you go back to the spatial thinking tools, offline spatial data collection is currently not working. The GPS functions do work with the sort of quirk that you have to use the volume keys to zoom in and out. So that's how that works. And these are still underdeveloped. Now, another important thing about this, though, this is a locally stored map, and we'd like to do more of this with the other tools. If you look back, there's the GPS location, although it's not completely accurate. If you look in the back over here, oh, that's something else. Oh, Iwacu crashed. All right, well. So it is beta software. So if it crashes, just load it back up again, and that's just how it is. We'll try to fix problems. If you do run into problems like that, please let us know. For some reason, that thing made it crash. But this map here can be found in, let's see. Oh, it's in my files. The offline database. So that's what this is. This world, this file is what the map that the GPS tool uses, and we'd like to do more of that. And it seems like that's causing a crash for some reason. So we'll have to look into that. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.